Hi, it's still summer and simple and refreshing cocktails is what everybody needs. And since we got shipment of Thomas Henry products, we'll use 3 of them to make Moscow Mule and 2 similar cocktails with a kick. Stick around because it's cocktail time. Today we don't need a mixing glass or a shaker because we'll make our cocktail straight into mugs. Thank you. These types of cocktails are often served in copper or other similar mugs. But if you don't have them, just serve it in a cup, fill with ice, and you'll still end up with a great cocktail. Now for the spirits. As you might expect for a Moscow Mule, we'll need vodka. The second cocktail will be made with Scotch, so we'll need Scotch. We'll call this one Speyside Donkey. And the last cocktail will be made with rum, so let's call it a Caribbean Burro. Let's stick with the Equidae theme. But before we start making the cocktails, let's make sure our carbonated drinks are cold, so they don't lose their fizz when we open them. That carbonation is an important part of these cocktails. We'll start with the Moscow Mule and make it straight into a copper mug. That's because the Moscow Mule is one of those cocktails with a specific origin story that is closely linked with the way it's served and what it's made with. In 1941, a US importer of vodka was having trouble selling the then unpopular spirit. A friend of his, who owned a bar in Los Angeles, had a similar problem with ginger beer piling up in his warehouse, while his wife inherited a copper factory. So together, they created a drink that would use these components, added a bit of lime for some extra freshness, and just like that, a Moscow Mule was born. We'll garnish it with a lime wedge and a sprig of mint. The fragrant smell before every sip brings this cocktail to another level, but that only happens if you spank the mint. I should be drinking this on a beach somewhere, but let's try it anyway. This drink is all freshness and the spiciness of the ginger. Vodka is just the vehicle for the flavors of the Thomas Henry spicy ginger, with the lime and mint providing the balance to make it a summer favorite for nearly 70 years now. The spicy kick of the ginger is where the name Mule came from. Now, onto the Speyside Donkey. Speyside is a whiskey producing region in Scotland, known for the production of single malt whiskies. Monkey shoulder is blended from small batches of these Speyside single malts. Its fruity notes will pair nicely with lemon and ginger. And while spicy ginger would work great in this cocktail as well, we'll use a similar production from the wide selection of Thomas Henry carbonated drinks, ginger ale. Not fermented like ginger beer, but it's simply carbonated water that's flavored with ginger syrup. These Thomas Henry products come in 200 ml bottles, so you're always ready to make 2 cocktails, since we only need half to top one up. In our Botanica unboxing episode, you saw that we've got a bunch of great cocktail garnishes, and we'll use one right here. A pineapple will complement the flavor of the monkey shoulder in a great way. Let's find out if this tastes as good as it looks. This doesn't have the kick of the Moscow Mule, but the ginger is still present and works great with the whiskey and lemon. If you're a whiskey lover, this will be right down your alley, as ginger ale doesn't override the other flavors. A great and simple summer cocktail. Let's get on with the last but not least, the cocktail that we named the Caribbean Burro. Mystic Mango is one of the more exotic products from the Thomas Henry family of tonics and lemonades. The Berlin company was launched in 2010, naming themselves after the British pharmacist who in 1773 was one of the first to manufacture carbonated water. Oddly enough, the portrait on their bottles is of his son, William Henry. The taste of their products, however, is spot on. A dehydrated mango is obvious choice for this garnish, but we also add a sprig of basil for a sweet herbal aroma that will pair nicely with the mango. Don't be afraid to experiment with the cocktail garnishes. They can look good, and this one certainly looks good. Let's give it a try. Of the 3 cocktails we made today, this one has the most flavors mixing. It's sweet and a bit spicy from the mango and the pitanga fruit, also known as cayenne cherry, which are both used in the Mystic Mango Lemonade. These flavors work great with the spiced rum and are perfectly balanced by the addition of lime juice. A hint of basil plays great with all of the ingredients. If you like tropical fruits, this is the cocktail for you. Whichever one of these 3 you decide to make, your summer will be instantly better. But if you're watching this when it's not summer, just put on some summer music and enjoy your very own summer cocktail time. Cheers!
Take one. Oh! Želim da si rekao hitri smak.
Spicy kick of the spicy kick. Kakav pa сега ja spijem. Сега to još bilo. Što da tako našao. Kuba, zato tak fest. Thanks for watching till the end and for your support so far. If you like this episode, share it with a friend. And as always, cheers.